The crazy thing about it, the realtor didn't tell me those things. Of course, why would they tell you? So I'm living in my home, first time homeowner, as a single mom, and find out that I was living in a town filled with a bunch of Ku Klux Klan and did not know it. And so every time I would leave and go on a trip or come back home, my yard would be damaged. Something would be taking place in my yard. Something would happen. And the crazy thing about it was I was right across the street from the sheriff's department, but no one would see this. And they have cameras on their buildings. Of course, no one would see what's taking place, what's going on. So I ended up moving because basically the town told me a black woman don't have no business watching white people's kids.
Wow.
And I just said, hmm. So I just got tired of my yard being damaged. I would come home and I would see trails of gasoline poured in my yard. My mail would be all over my yard. Something would take place every time I left and come back home. So I ended up moving. I had to shut the daycare down and I was doing great. I was getting ready to start another tutoring business. I was branching out. No one in the town wanted to rent me out a building. And I found out other daycares that was close by in the Springville, the Odomville area of Alabama were trying to compete against me because they had heard so much about me. So at that time I probably had like 3 or 4 workers at that time in my own home. And it was an amazing daycare. So unfortunately, because of the things that I was dealing with racism and people destroying my personal property in my outside of my home, in my yard, in the broad daylight, or in the middle of the night. So I ended up moving because I was going to have a daycare in Alabama and Georgia. So I just ended up moving from Alabama altogether, coming up out of that town, moving in here to Georgia.